Good afternoon. First of all, as you know, we had another meeting today. There were a number of players that were present. Johnny will give you the names if he hasn't already, so that you've got them. They are at the moment not with me because they're upstairs in the office. We are doing some review and analysis work with them on a lot of the information we heard today. Essentially, we got a list of both, in some cases, proposals, in a lot of other cases, ideas and talking points from the owners about various portions of the agreement, and that's what the guys are going through now to try and come up with it. We have another meeting tomorrow, which may be in a smaller group, maybe in committee group, to begin to really discuss the specific issues in a back and forth fashion and see what resolutions can be reached. And we're continuing to work on the economics of what the commissioner has called their principal proposals. As I think you know, we requested a fair amount of background information with respect to those proposals, and they've indicated that they are compiling that, but we don't have it yet. And so hopefully that'll be forthcoming in the near future.
Gary identified it as kind of like you said, their principal proposal, more or less their full proposal. Is that how you see it?
Oh, I don't know what that means. What they've called their principal proposal was the salary cap reduction, and a couple of matters attendant to that. This consisted of a lot of we should incorporate in the agreement understandings we've reached over the course of the last agreement. We want to change this. This further explains what we told you last week on this subject. Here's a topic we'd like to talk to you about at some point. You know, a lot of that kind of stuff. And by the way, I'm not criticizing. It is an accepted way of bargaining to say, rather than say, this is what we want, here's something we want to talk to you about to see if we can come to an understanding. That's what we've done with a wide variety of areas, and they've had that stuff from us for 10 days to 2 weeks now. So hopefully we'll be in that kind of a smaller session on those topics soon.
Can you give us an idea of what player grievances we're talking about?
There were some matters that related to training camps, injuries, roster moves, how we notify each other about things, medical care, a whole raft of things of that type. Yeah.
Don, when you say their meetings continue tomorrow, that's with the league or amongst yourselves?
No, with the league.
Okay.
With the league. And then I think 2 or 3 days next week.
I can guess where you stand on a salary rollback, etc. But on things like grievances and how you notify each other and player moves, is there a big difference?
Don't know yet, because what we have to do is analyze. On a lot of things, I don't think there'll be a big difference in opinion. You can use email rather than faxes and that kind of stuff now. On some other things, we have to analyze what the actual effect of moving from A to B would mean for the individual players and our staff and agents that would be working on those matters. You know, and I don't think that's a terribly long process, but it's not a 5-minute turnaround either.
Is this all part of, as well, digesting all this information and getting it all understood before you offer your own counterproposal?
Well, the counterproposal that you all keep talking about is a counterproposal on the hardcore economic issues. On the rest of the stuff, there's been back and forth. They've had a fairly significant list from us of the areas we want to talk about, as I said, for 10 days to 2 weeks now, or a little longer. And a lot of the areas that they raised were some of the areas that we raised. And in some cases, some of the issues they raised were the ones that we raised. So, you know, that's basically where we are.
Process continues.
Yeah, process continues.